Hi there, welcome to Isle on Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Scorpio energy, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because people have free will, and life's about learning lessons, and some people have learned some lessons that some other people haven't learned. So, high vibe Scorpios, people who are motivated and inspired by love, they want to be in deep, meaningful relationships, they've learned lessons in life to not be manipulated by their more worldly, immature, selfish nature. And, they'd probably like to be in relationships with people who are on the same page as them. But some people haven't learned some of those lessons, and they might be more emotionally invested in the world. Still caught up in the illusion of the world, thinking the most important thing and what will make them happy is indulging in certain things or having a certain status or image in the world. Some other people have already lived their life that way, and they know that without love, it's a resounding gong. And they know some people want a more deep, meaningful relationship. Some people are okay not. Some people aren't as connected in with their emotions and their intuition as other people, and they're not ready for a deep, meaningful relationship. More of a fluffy relationships, or prefer to even be more in emotionally shallow, superficial relationships because don't know how to handle a more deep, meaningful relationship. You got to learn. You have to temper your ego and quit being more about yourself. You have to learn these lessons in life, and some people haven't. So, we all tap into Scorpio energy. Listen to your intuition as we go through the story to figure out how you harness your Scorpio energy. Listen to your intuition about some other people in your life. Shadowy Scorpio can be people who use their emotions manipulatively to try to get people to do what they want. Maybe intimidation or control or threatening. Narcissistic, possibly. So, we're also getting some cards out of the Intuit deck, and we have, when you understand there is no such thing as death, you can drop all fears. And the death card in Scorpio is about transformation. Kind of like when one door closes and we complete a phase of life, we kind of face our fears to grow and heal and mature ourselves, to transform ourselves and move forward in life. Your willingness to learn new things will eliminate the agony of resisting. And water, Scorpio is emotional water sign energy. When we face our fears, overcome obstacles in our life, willing to get out of our ego, to be a student of life, connect in with love and intuition to guide us. Yeah, that sounds like some good advice. The reason it came out is because of the fear of death. Sometimes we can hold on to jobs, friendships, relationships, a way of viewing life because we're afraid of change. And some people don't want to detach from a more immature way of viewing life, or a more egoic or defensive or materialistic view of life, because they're just really convinced that those are the things that will make them happy. And everybody views life the way they view it until they look at life differently. So, the overarching reason for the reading is the Hangman, which is Pisces energy, which can be being stuck, unwilling to see things from any other perspective. The next card following it is the Chariot. Are we willing to get in the driver's seat of our life, get more balance within ourselves, offer ourselves love and compassion, forgiveness to get out of our ego, and resistant change? High vibe energy is about going with the flow. Believe that everything happens for a reason, and there's lessons to be learned from it. And if we quit resisting it and we maintain balance within ourselves, offset our fears and insecurities, and have some hope and faith and belief and love, we can move forward victoriously. But because some people are so resistant to change, or so have this certain way of viewing life, and they want to keep living life that way, or they have a certain way of viewing relationships, like, I should do this, you should do that. I should be like this, you should be like that. They want to keep moving forward the way they've been moving forward. We all do what's in our comfort zone and what feels comfortable to us, and some people are ready to move forward in life differently because they've looked at life differently. High vibe hangman is that you're listening to your intuition and looking at life differently, expanding your perception of yourself and the world around you, trying to see things from other people's viewpoints, and accepting that people view life the way they view life. People have their own ideas of the dream life, the dream relationship, and it might be different than yours. You might want to do love. The Chariot card is about Cancer energy. Some people are more in love with status and image and money and materialism or being indulged. And we just need to see the truth of it. So, what's going on in Scorpio energy? We have the Eight of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Death card because of the Tower card. The Tower card is about trying to get people to see the truth. You're stuck. You keep moving forward the same way you always move forward. And it's stopping you in the Scorpio Death card. For some people, it's stopping their progress moving forward. The Tower can mean that we are aligned with our more shadowy energy. Our fear, our insecurity, our pride, our ego, our defensiveness. And the Six of Cups can be repeating an old pattern. I'm inspired to keep repeating this old pattern, even though it doesn't work out the way I want, or even though there's nothing new to learn there. I don't want to step out of my comfort zone. I don't want to move forward in life any differently. I want to keep moving forward like this. You know, it'd be like if you knew somebody who had some type of prejudice. Where did they get that prejudice? Was that their own prejudice? Did they grow up with people who were kind of stubborn and prideful, viewed life a certain way? You know, we can repeat these patterns because we kind of get indoctrinated by these patterns, and life's about becoming enlightened to your own truth and seeing how certain prejudices, because you can even be prejudiced like differential to yourself. Well, no, I should be able to maybe be immature. Shadowy Eight of Wands can be being immature. You know, people should want to be in a relationship with me even though I'm immature, and they don't want to see the truth. Well, if they keep acting in immature ways, prejudicial to being deferential to themselves, and since they make their life more just about them, they could think other people should stay in a relationship with them, even though it's not like a just and fair and stable and balanced and loving relationship. But that can be how they view life. I don't want to change. And so they just keep trying to find new people to be in a relationship with who also might have their own fears and insecurities about moving forward in life. Maybe don't believe they can manifest their dreams into reality, and will kind of indulge them in some immature or egotistical or lazy, selfish, greedy, prideful, self-centered, materialistic, overindulgent way of being. And right now, some of those people are trying to communicate with someone to stay in a relationship with them being that way. Other people have probably already moved on from people like that, because the Hangman is also the reason why the reading came out. Some people already dealt with people who are like that, and they're like, you know, I got to let this go. In my Scorpio energy, represented by the Death card, I was hoping we'd move forward and we'd work together cooperatively in that hopeful, believing spirit. But you don't seem to have faith in that, or that's not what drives and motivates you. You want to keep repeating this old pattern. You want me to keep indulging you in something where there's nothing new to learn there. We've been there, we've done that, and it's time to move forward in life differently, just like we did age 15, age 18, age 21, age 25. It's like having a friend when you were 15 and you're growing and, you know, ready to take on more responsibilities, and they're like, no way, man, I love living my life like this. Well, you're kind of motivated to face your fears of change, and you're inspired listening to your intuition that, you know, I think I've learned everything I need to learn here. I am ready to go to that next phase of life. Let's be like 18 to 21-year-olds. But they keep wanting to do the same things, view life the same way, act the same way, stay at the same maturity level, view life the same way they did when they were 15. Well, eventually they're going to have people who are going to move away from them, because I don't want to be like a 15-year-old anymore. I was already 15. And I think those, like, at those age groups, we can really relate to it, and that's why I refer to it. But I think we're meant to do that throughout our life. And that's not how some people view life. When I get done kind of having to do some of the things that everybody told me I should do, once I get out, I become an adult, I've got a job, I'm in a relationship, I'm done. I'm going to live my life. Say they get a job and get in a steady relationship at 25, they maybe might want to live like a 25-year-old all their life. They don't want to detach from anything. If we're going to face our fears, to move forward in life, there's probably some old, more immature ways we need to let go of. And it makes me think of that Bible verse, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I spoke like a child, but when I grew up, I put away my childish ways. And some people have this way of viewing life, and that's fine. They can live their life like that. It's just that some people aren't going to stay in relationships with them. For other people, the hangman talks about being enlightened to the truth. I did look at life differently. Different things could have enlightened me to the truth. I could see other people living their life. I'm motivated and inspired to overcome my fears and insecurities, to believe I can do that too. I do want to go get a job. I do want to learn how to drive. I do want to grow to my full potential. I don't want to keep repeating some old pattern. And they could be enlightened in lots of ways. Books, movies, music, friends, other people that they meet. The hangman is Pisces energy. Maybe a Pisces is inspiring people, or just Pisces energy of having hope and faith and belief in your dreams. Scorpio is like a fixed sign, water sign energy we get in jobs and friendships and relationships. And when we're working in those relationships, we're kind of harnessing maybe more of our Scorpio energy. This is what I want to work on. This is what I'm putting my attention to. But Pisces energy helps us transition out, and then we go into Cancer energy, offering love to the situation to go to that next phase of life. And some people are ready to go to that next phase of life, close out an old way of viewing life, living life, feeling about themselves. And in High Vibe, the Eight of Wands is about higher education. Being inspired to wrap your brain around this game of life. If I have some fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs I've been carrying around for the last 5 years, I'm inspired to work through those, to come to a place. The Six of Cups can talk about coming to a place of peace about the past. I am going to look at those issues that cause me those fears or those insecurities or that pain or that heartbreak, things that keep me stuck. And I'm going to work through them so I can let go of them. We either willingly do the tower, where we detach from old ways of things, or the universe and life tries to show us it's time to let go of some things. We either do it the easy way or we do it the hard way. And some people have tower after tower in their life, but they refuse to change. And they keep repeating the same pattern over and over. Like, why do I date certain people and it doesn't work out? When am I going to see the truth that maybe the people I tried to get in a relationship with might harness shadowy Scorpio energy? Maybe they're intimidating or controlling or emotionally cold or detached or have narcissistic traits. How about next time I get in a relationship with someone like that and I meet someone, and if I realize, oh, they kind of behave in a way that reminds me of people I've already known in my past, which is what the Six of Cups can talk about. And I already know I don't like to be in relationships with people who have those certain traits and characteristics or viewpoints. And the truth is, I'm going to, not maybe invest much time, energy, and effort in them, because I've been illuminated to the truth about people like that. So I'm not going to get myself involved in an unstable foundation. They're not open to love. They're not very balanced. They're not just very fair. They're immature. They're kind of superficial or shallow, which can be shadowy Scorpio. The Six of Cups is also Scorpio energy. Other people are inspired. And they're inspired to work with people from their past, people in their present, people they're going to meet, who they think are people they can have these deep, meaningful relationships with. They're done living their life a certain way that is not bringing their dream into reality. So if that means they have to detach from some people and move forward with other people, we pick and choose who we spend our time, energy, and effort with, who we communicate with, who we move forward with, who we're motivated and inspired by. The people who are more motivated to align with maybe making their life about themselves or the world or repeating these old patterns, they're going to try to find somebody who they think will repeat that pattern with them. The people who've let go of that, like learned some lessons in life and I'm ready to go to the next phase of life, having some hope and faith and belief, inspired to go on this adventure of life, that I do want these deep, meaningful relationships. They're going to communicate and work with the people who they think are on the same page as them. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Everybody's going to move forward, investing their time, energy, and effort based on what their truth is. The Knight of Pentacles holds that one pentacle, which can represent what their truth is. This is what drives and motivates me. The Knight of Pentacles wants to become the King of Pentacles. In a more worldly sense, the reason it came out is because of the Five of Wands. We're either taking action more out of our ego, more shadowy Leo energy, or we've kind of come to a place of balance within ourselves. I do have my more immature, indulgent, prideful, egotistical, worldly nature, but I also have my more mature, hopeful, believing nature. And I need to come to a place of balance about the two to coexist. I have this dualistic nature. I need to offer truth and love to myself, to acknowledge I have this dualistic nature, that they kind of battle within me. Do I want to keep, one day I'm prideful and egotistical and immature and selfish, and the next day I'm loving and I'm kind and I'm giving, am I just going to go back and forth? Or am I going to try to get more balance within myself and realize that it's kind of like, yes, there are these things of the world that I want in my worldly egoic nature of my Virgo and Leo energy. There's these things I want in my life. But am I going to try to go about it still operating from my more egoic nature, defensive nature, prideful nature, immature nature, indulgent, materialistic nature? Or have I learned some lessons that if I want to work cooperatively with people, I have to maintain balance within myself. I have to be willing to see the truth. I need to take the reins of my dualistic nature with the white horse and the dark horse from love. If I want to move forward with people victoriously in love, I need to get balance within myself. I need to try to see things from other people's perspective. It's not just all about me. That's what some high vibe people have learned, but the shadowy people are unwilling to see that truth. Virgo energy talks about willing to go within to look at some of the things we'd maybe rather keep hidden in the dark. Am I kind of immature? Am I kind of bossy and controlling? Am I more about myself? What about the people I'm in relationship with? Are they kind of bossy and controlling? Are they more about themselves? Who are the people in my life that encourage me to listen to my intuition? High vibe Pisces. Who encourages me to be balanced and to love myself and believe in myself? Who are the people, though, who want to maybe be in a relationship with me for reasons other than truth and love? Do they want to be in a relationship with me? Maybe just because they're attracted to me, but they're competitive, or they're emotionally shallow and superficial, or they're materialistic. Is that why they want to be in a relationship with me? Is that why I'm moving forward with them? Are we willing to look at the truth? And some people aren't willing to look at the truth. I'm in my ego about the truth. Again, life's about learning lessons. You have to be willing to get out of your ego to even admit you have lessons to learn. Maybe I should expand my perception of myself and the world around me. Maybe I should try to see things from other people's perspectives. Why am I so defensive to love? Why don't I want to be just and fair in a relationship? Some people are very prideful and egotistical. They do think it should be more about them. They don't want to see the truth, and when they get in relationships with other people, they don't want those people to see the truth either. Let's both put an end to the truth, and instead, let's keep moving forward in this more worldly, egoic view of life. You should stay in a relationship with me because I'm attractive, I'm charming, I have money, I have status, I have social clout. Or let me be in a relationship with you because you have that. Aren't we both competing for people in the world? And it's more about looking victorious or like you've moved on. But it's not really love. It's like the illusion of love. And eventually people who get in relationships with people like that, you can be in relationships and friendships with people for a long time who have so many things to kind of negotiate and see if we're on the same page about and if we're compatible in a lot of different ways. But when it finally gets to be where, we get down to the truth of the situation, I kind of think you're a little bit more about yourself or your ego or your image, or I kind of think that's what drives and motivates you. I don't really think it's love. And I have some inner conflict about that because I wanted to move forward with the foundation being about love, not indulgence or ego or image. And you kind of realize with some people that they're hard to deal with because they could be very competitive. They could be immature. They could be intimidating or controlling or superficial and shallow, or they got a lot of fears or insecurities or something that they don't deal with. And eventually people see the truth and people kind of just reconcile themselves to it. That it's like, to the fact that I've changed. I might have been in that energy in the past. We've all been younger. The Eight of Wands talks about, in tarot we have the pages and we have the knights and we have the kings and the queens. The Eight of Wands is Sagittarius energies like the Knight of Wands. But over here we have the Emperor, we have the Chariot. This is, growing and maturing yourself. Major arcana cards, not minor arcana cards, like when we were teenagers and when we were young adults. It's about growing and learning and maturing yourself, learning these lessons in life, tempering your more immature, self-centered, or, poor habits that aren't conducive to a stable relationship. Some people have learned those lessons and some people haven't. So everybody's going to move forward inspired by truth and love and listening to their intuition. Other people, nope, not going to do that. I have free will. I can choose. I reject that. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I do not want to see the truth. I want to keep moving forward, investing in my ego nature, my worldly nature, more about myself or more about these things of the world. And they're both going to move forward then, harnessing this energy differently. The Four of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Emperor, the Two of Swords, and the World card. High vibe people have learned these lessons in life. They've been enlightened to the truth. When I lived my life like this and I indulged in my more immature ways of being, I had these lessons to learn. I was probably repeating some poor past patterns. I maybe wasn't very stable and grounded within myself. I had all these lessons to learn. But when I did, I was drawn and attracted to certain people because it was going to help me get clear about what my truth was and what my truth wasn't. For all these different relationships and friendships and jobs that I've had, I've been learning lessons all this time. And now from the 8 down to the 5, it's letting go of the Three of Wands, which is like a dream, a way of living life that we thought, oh my gosh, this is like living the dream life. Well, we live life differently at 18, age 21, and age 25 than we would at 35 and 45, hopefully. Because we're not the same person we were then. We've grown and matured. We've learned lessons in life. We've let go of some old things that we thought, oh my gosh, that's the dream life. This is so cool. This is so fun. And it was at that time, but we're not that person anymore. So then as we move forward, we kind of have different dreams, you know? And the Four of Wands can talk about wanting to come together with others in joy and celebration. And everybody does. The immature people, the prideful people, the bossy people, the narcissistic people, the shallow people. Everybody likes to be in relationships. But why? Some people want to come together with other people that have been enlightened and learned some of the same lessons they've learned and how to work cooperatively together in love. The Three of Cups, Cancer energy. I want to work together with people who, the Four of Wands and the Emperor is Aries energy. I want to be in relationships with people who have learned these lessons in life, that they're inspired. Aries energy is fire energy. I want to be in relationships with people who are motivated and inspired. The Knight of Wands is also fire energy. Leo is fire energy. People who are inspired to go on this adventure in life. That's the Knight of Wands. And the way I've been living my life, I'm not going on an adventure. I keep repeating an old pattern that keeps me in non-life-giving energy. I'm not giving birth to anything new. And they do this work within themselves to change. The fives can talk about change. The only person I can change is me. I could wish other people would move forward with me and look at life differently, expand their perception of themselves and the world around them, believe in love, get in the driver's seat of their own life, but I can't make other people do that. So it's kind of like we wish them peace. Everybody's where they're at. We had people move on ahead of us at different times in our life because we weren't ready. And sometimes we're going to move on a different path in life than some other people want to or may never want to. But I think our intuition, kind of Pisces, and I kind of look at fire sign as being kind of tapped in with your intuition as you get older, realizing that your intuition was given to you as a gift. How many times did we go get relationships and our intuition was screaming at us, I don't think you should do that. I don't think it's a good idea. I think we've been in relationships with people like this before, but we were young. We wanted to go indulge in what we wanted to indulge in, and it probably didn't turn out very good. And some people learned some lessons from that life experience. And, you know, we can always get in relationships like, oh my gosh, yes, I see you're wild and crazy. And, oh my gosh, you're like really impulsive. And yeah, you're kind of maybe bossy and controlling or emotionally shallow or superficial, but I sure think you're cute. You know, and we could wish those people, and we probably did try to inspire those people to maybe grow up and mature themselves some and temper their ego or whatever. And, you know, everybody's got free will. And we need to respect that and quit being in denial that people are the way they are for a reason. They did the debate within themselves and they decided to live their life like that. Other people did debate based on life experiences and they have hope and faith and belief in love. Some people don't like to connect in with their emotions. Shadowy Scorpio, they like to keep them buried beneath the surface. Shadowy Pisces, they like to keep them buried beneath the surface. And instead of trying to change people, when we see the truth, the Tower reveals the truth. When I see the truth that people aren't kind of open to giving and receiving love and maybe treating other people the way they like to be treated, I see the truth of it and I kind of get out of my ego about it. And I just see the truth. We're not really on the same page. Would have been nice. Wish it would have worked out. But we're on different pages, you know? So I want to come together with people who have learned some of the same lessons I've learned. High Vibe Emperor is about, which any of us can harness, making good decisions in your own life. Like being, you know, again, I mentioned we have the pages, we have the knights, we have the kings and the queens. And if we learn all these lessons throughout our life experiences, in the kings and the queens, we were learning lessons about letting our heart run our life. In the king and queen of swords phase we had to go through, we had to learn to master our mind and not let our mind rule our life, and not letting just our defensiveness or our fear run our life. And, we have to learn these lessons in the pentacle suit and in the wand suit. And when we've kind of learned a lot of these lessons in life, now we're making better decisions in our life because we're not letting just one or two or three aspects of ourself run our life, because we've learned that all these aspects of ourself are important. My emotional nature, my creative inspired nature, my worldly nature, my stability, my security, my truth, my logic, my dreams. All of these things are important, but we kind of had to learn lessons because, there have been a long time, you know, maybe all the things we wanted to go indulge in or all the things we thought were cute, we thought that was the most important thing. And it kind of drove our life off into the ditch. And some people learn those lessons and now they're making better decisions in their life. I am a good ruler of my kingdom of self. I need to take my heart into consideration. I need to take my truth and my dreams into consideration. I need to take my worldly nature and my stability and security into consideration. I have to take into account my creative nature, my passionate nature, my intuitive nature. All of these are aspects of myself, and they're all equally important. And then we get in relationships with people who are like that, and both people are listening to their intuition about, when one phase of life or viewing life or living life has concluded, it's time to look at life differently. It's time for us to expand our perception of ourselves and the world around us. And we keep moving forward, working together in these long-term relationships. And there's some people that are doing that type of relationship with some of the people in their life, and some of the people in their life are moving forward with them in this way. But there could be some people that stopped here, and they're like, no, I'm not doing that. Because that would require me to see some truth I don't want to see the truth of. It would require me to invest some time, energy, and effort to work through my inner conflict that I have about maybe some people don't want to come together with people in relationship. Maybe right now, some people do just really need to focus on their stability, their security, or their career. And at a later date, they would be more open to being in a relationship with someone else. But for now, even though they could want to, we got to do what we got to do at different times in our life. And some people really need to work on just getting their career going, And they could have communicated to some people too. I would like to be in a relationship with you. I'm just not there yet. Some people got out of relationships because that's what they wanted to focus on. Some people are done with that phase of life and they're ready to invest in a more, just even in a relationship, where maybe before they weren't. And they could have also grown up instead of being more of an immature player or just immature in some way, male or female. They've changed. They've learned some lessons in life. And then people who've learned lessons in life, I think, pride comes before the fall. You humble yourself. You realize I did have some healing and growing and maturing to do. And they're not in their ego about it. They communicate to other people in their life about these lessons they learned and how they could have driven their life off into the ditch because, maybe they hadn't learned to love themselves. Aries energy is about the self, so if before they were always looking to other people to love them, and that would be us in our more immature energy. I'm looking for people to love me because I haven't learned to love myself. Well, because people were looking to other people to love them, they got in some relationships with some people, and either some of those people did learn to love and believe in themselves, and they were ready to move on in life differently, maybe in a more mature relationship, and they weren't. And so they had relationships end on them. And then it's like, wait a minute, I'm starting to see the truth. It isn't about me looking for other people to love me. It's about me loving me, working through my more immature or defensive nature or whatever, this viewpoint I had about life that, well, people are supposed to love me. It's like, well, what about, they also want someone to love them, but, do we want to be in a more codependent relationship? Because the people that are in that energy right now could be controlling in a relationship with people. You are my vice. Some people look to drugs and alcohol to feel better. Things don't work out for me. I have inner conflict. I feel stuck. I want to get in a relationship with someone to make it look like I've moved on victoriously. Look how happy I am. But they haven't really learned to be happy within themselves. They're, again, kind of more manipulated by their ego. And could have this way of viewing relationships that it's really more about me. And people are supposed to love me. Instead of realizing it's not just about them. High Vibe Aries is about growing up and maturing yourself. And being a good leader in your life. Making good decisions in relationships. Taking other people into consideration where it's not just all about you. Your wants, your needs, your lust, your greed, your pride, your ego. Some people can just view life that way. I think people, maybe if I put in this work and effort to have a certain status or image or power or influence in the world, well, that's the way I view relationships. If I have those things, someone should kind of indulge me in my shadowy, immature, bossy, controlling, self-centered ways of being. And some of these people keep having people leave relationship with them, and some of them keep not wanting to see the truth. Some of those people right now are trying to get someone else stuck in a relationship with them. I want you, and they could be making an offer to someone, I want you to get in a relationship with me. Maybe you be the loving, nurturing person. You look at things from other perspectives. You look at things from my perspective. You be a good leader in your life and you make good decisions in this relationship. But I'm going to kind of indulge myself in this relationship. And it's just more about me. More about my ego and my image. Me being happy and indulged. Us moving forward looking like we're this victorious, happy family. But I want to stay in denial in the Two of Swords that I'm supposed to learn lessons in life. That's a world card. No. I want to keep doing this. This is my world. This is how I like to live life. And they're going to try to get someone else to do that. And some of them could be in a relationship with someone else right now. And their intuition is probably telling them they should end this relationship. But we've all got lessons to learn about listening to our intuition. And there could be people who are kind of thinking they would like to end it, but they have inner conflict about ending it, because then they do have to do this work within themselves to love and believe in themselves and believe in their dreams. And they'd have to get out of this relationship to get in the driver's seat. And my understanding is that the Emperor is the one who gets in the driver's seat. We have to be willing to make these decisions in our life that I'm not going to stay in workplaces and friendships and romantic relationships with people who really, my intuition is telling me that either I've learned some more lessons about how to work cooperatively and maybe be more authentic and loving and stable and grounded and nurturing and loving than the person I'm in a relationship with. But have they learned enough lessons to listen to their intuition when their intuition is telling them, if you keep moving forward in this relationship, you're going to end up feeling stuck? Because the people you're getting in a relationship with are not willing to get in the driver's seat and get balance within themselves from a place of love. Are you willing to give up your dreams of being in emotionally balanced, loving relationships with more emotionally mature, stable, grounded people who are kind of more on the same page as you? And some people right now could feel stuck, and they're watching some other people move forward in their life. And it's like, damn, kind of wish I could go with you, but, that's where sometimes people who think there's no consequences for their actions, oh, I can do this, oh, I can do that. Well, we are these emotionally complex human beings in our Scorpio energy. We can be kind of immature. Oh, I know my intuition is telling me I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And maybe so long as there isn't someone around that does seem to be the person who's on the right page as me, maybe I'll just keep investing in this, even though it does cause me inner conflict, or even if the person I'm in a relationship with could be kind of manipulative or bossy or controlling, shadowy Leo energy, or stubborn or prideful. I don't see anyone else around that I would want to be in a relationship with. So I just kind of think I'll stay in this relationship, thinking that if someone came along that really seemed to be more on the same page as them, they could have always been kind of telling themselves, oh no, I'd leave this. I'd let it go. I'd go invest in those people. Well, it gets a little more complicated than that, right? Well, for one, they might not be the person that really seems to be on the same page as us, but if we keep staying in a relationship with them, we care for them, if not have love for them, even though there are some of these problems in a relationship. And then, we kind of got to reveal the truth, and that can cause us inner conflict because we're kind of in our ego about the fact, are we going to tell the truth? Was I just kind of indulging in a relationship? And I was just waiting for someone to come along for me to go get in a relationship with that was more on the same page as me? Are we willing to get out of our ego and admit the truth? And the truth could be that, we were never really on the same page to begin with. But, anyway, it's all those kind of issues. Some people are moving forward still in shadowy energy. Some people, shadowy hangman, could be people just trying to prove a point. If they had people leave their life who were loving and balanced and all this good stuff, because those people wouldn't indulge them in a relationship, they're going to move forward in a new relationship, possibly a marriage, just out of stubbornness and pridefulness. Wouldn't you love to be the person dating them? Well, I'm in a relationship with you because I'm trying to prove a point to those people. I'm mad at them. They didn't indulge me, so I want to move forward in a relationship with you because they're not going to indulge me anyway, and you'll just be the next person I try to control and manipulate. Yay. People could have been very competitive in the world, more materialistic. They could have been in a relationship with someone who wanted to be in a relationship with them based on love, but because they're more, I want to look like a boss in the world, and I really operate more from my ego, there's someone else I think I can go get in a relationship with, and I think, Scorpio energy, life's about death, sex, taxes. If I'm going to be in a relationship, I'm going to have sex with someone, I'll just have sex with them. I don't think love is that important. Well, then they can feel stuck in that relationship, and the people they rejected are moving on with other people, and they know that person's a loving person and had love for them, and they let go of them. Some of them, it could kind of have them in their ego a little bit, but if they know their truth is, this is what is important to me, I might be a little in my ego about it, that I know you're a loving person and you're going to probably be a loving person to someone else. I might be a little bit in my ego about it, but the whole thing is, I'm not willing to live life the way you live life. So, this relationship that I might be in is the one that's appropriate for me, because it is how I view life. If I have someone who I think is going Some people just want someone who they think will never leave. I don't think this person will ever love and believe in themselves. I think this person's kind of fearful or insecure or codependent. I don't think they're going anywhere. I'd like to be in a relationship with someone more loving, but I don't think this person's going anywhere. And for some people, I guess in their ego, they just want to have someone to indulge themselves maybe in a relationship that won't go anywhere. Okay? High vibe people are communicating with people their truth. They're wanting to come together with other people that are on the same page with them, working with the people in their life who are on the same page as them. If some of the people they've communicated to that they would like to be in a relationship with, if those people aren't taking action to work together with them to bring this dream into reality, then, they're going to listen to their intuition. They're going to quit being stuck about it and they're going to move on. We either let people who aren't being truthful and honest or investing time, energy, and effort into us keep us stuck, or we listen to our intuition that I don't know if they are in loving relationships of their own, because some people we don't know them well enough. Some of the shadowy people, we know them well enough. But some other people that we might want to be in a relationship with that we could meet at work or we met out, we don't really know if they're a high vibe person or a low vibe person, even if we knew them before. Maybe we knew them when we were young, but we don't really know what kind of person they are now. The whole thing is, if they're not making an offer to work together with us, they're either in those kind of relationships themselves moving forward in a high vibe relationship, or maybe they're not really who we thought they were. Either way, we have these dreams we want to bring into reality. And our dreams can only come into reality with people who are willing to work with us to bring that dream into reality. And if they're not, okay, I'm going to keep moving on. I'm not going to be kind of in my ego about it and staying stuck. I'm going to go take action to keep working to bring my dream into reality. What's coming up for the people that are in some high vibe Scorpio energy that they might not see coming? The Ten of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the King of Wands because of the Nine of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles is Virgo energy. The high vibe people have done this work within themselves. They're abundant in lots of ways. They have enough stability and security and have learned how to fill their own cup emotionally, that they're balanced within themselves from love, and they're bold and brave and confident, and they know their worth and value. And they're going to keep moving forward with the people in their life who are working together with them. If they're in relationships and gotten new relationships, they're moving forward with those people. And they're going to move forward in this stable, grounded, insightful, emotionally mature, independent way because they did learn these lessons in life and they're not being manipulated by their pride and their ego and their fear and their insecurity and their codependency or their bossy, controlling, immature nature. And those are the type of people they'll be moving forward with because they're not going to keep investing their time and energy into people who that's not their truth. That's my truth. I've been doing this work within myself to align with that truth. Truth and love, emotional balance, being inspired to move forward, aligned with truth and love, that's where I'm headed. And if other people aren't on that page, I wish you peace, but these are how I'm moving forward. And if you're not in a relationship, people are going to see that you are this stable, grounded, emotionally balanced, inspiring, loving person. And there's going to be other people that are going to come towards you. And I think you'll just listen to your intuition to get to know them and see if they're really on the same page as you. If they are, they'll be people who you'll be friends with and be in relationship with. If your intuition tells you that this person might want to get in a relationship with me just because some other relationship didn't work out, or they feel stuck, or they're in their ego, they want to be the next person to indulge in a relationship with me, or more motivated by money and materialism, I'm going to wish them peace and I'm going to move on. What's coming up for the people who harness a more worldly or shadowy Scorpio energy that they might not see coming up? The Page of Cups. And the reason it came out is because of the Page of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords talks about healing. When people kind of act in these kind of selfish or immature or in relationships with people who are loving, who aren't kind of motivated and inspired by whatever motivates and inspires them, eventually those people wish them peace. And they're like, I've learned the lesson I was meant to learn here, and I've healed, and I've reflected on the truth that staying in this relationship is heartbreaking. And I see the truth of it. And if I was trying to love and encourage you to love and believe in yourself, and you keep not wanting to see the truth, I can't make you see the truth. And I wish you peace to go live your life the way you want. And I'm moving on. And I'm going to go invest in people who I think are just and fair and balanced and more healed than you are. And they didn't see that coming. And some of them are experiencing it again with the new relationship that they get in. And what they might not see coming is there might be someone else who wants to get in a relationship with them. You know, there's always other people that need to learn lessons from people like this. And if they get in a relationship with someone who has that hopeful, believing spirit, the same scenario is going to play out again. But they could end up in a relationship with someone who's like themselves. Maybe they're both kind of immature emotionally and maybe indulge their more worldly nature. And they're on the same page. The way they live their life they think is just and fair. And that would be a just and fair relationship. It's just that if some people have been in a relationship with people who are kind of learned some more lessons in life that are very loving and giving and nurturing and all that, they might get in a relationship with someone who's more like themselves, which in a way they might want to let go of it, and it might cause them inner conflict because it's like, well, this isn't the same as when I was in a relationship with those people that were abundant in so many ways, you know? And this person is kind of like me, where they kind of emotionally indulge their more worldly, immature nature too. And it could be a very unstable, conflicted type relationship. But since they're on the same page, they maybe could try to help each other, you know, work together more cooperatively because they are more on the same page. Some of the shadowy people could have gotten in their ego about some of the loving people in their life. Like, this is how I'm kind of still in this unstable energy and competitive energy, and you seem to really be more who you say you are. I just try to act like I'm that type of person. And then it can get them in their competitive nature, and then some of those people actually want to try down because they're in competitive energy. I don't like that you have learned more lessons than me. I don't like that you have a more expanded perception of the world than me. I don't like that you kind of seem to be in joy and celebration within yourself when I'm not, and I'm operating from ego. Why aren't you manipulated by the things that manipulate me? And then sometimes those people purposefully can kind of try to do things to destabilize the people that they're in a relationship with, to get them in that conflicted energy, in their ego, maybe feeling unloved, things like that. And that's when they really shoot themselves in the foot. They had the free will choice to be open and honest and authentic and loving, and instead they kind of got in competitive energy and treated their partner like the competition to defeat. I need to be better than you, and you need to be less than me. And that's the very thing that enlightens the people to their life. It's like the final straw. It's like, Oh my God, you are not anything like I thought you were. And yeah, I wish you peace, but I'm moving on. And they're like, what? I thought, why aren't you in your ego? I did things to you that people did to me, and it completely threw my life off into the ditch. And it's like, because I've already dealt with people who are like you before, and I probably did have it drive me off in the ditch before, but I've learned to maintain balance within myself and deal with the truth of it. I'm not going to take it personally that you acted like that. Your actions were your actions. Your choices were your choices. Maybe you're just not a very loving person. And I've been illuminated to the truth of it, because that's not how loving people treat people. So I realize you're not who I thought you were. I thought you harness these energies like me, but you don't. You're kind of more about yourself and your ego, not wanting to see the truth, trying to control people in a relationship. And I don't like people trying to manipulate and control me in a relationship. So I'm leaving. And now those people could have, because they were in their ego again, gotten themselves in a new relationship, maybe to try to prove a point. I'm not bossy, I'm not controlling, I'm not whatever. Look, I got in a new relationship. That couldn't possibly be me, or these people wouldn't stay in a relationship with me. Well, the other people stayed in a relationship with you, maybe for however long they did, because people can wear a good false mask and you don't really see their more shadowy nature till further into the relationship. And the other person in the Two of Swords maybe just doesn't know the truth of who they are. And they're buying into the illusion of who this person is. And they're going to learn their own lessons about this person eventually. And some of these people are like, well, until they do, I'm going to stay in it. I don't even care if I like them. I don't even care if I don't love them. I don't care if I'd rather completely move on from this person. If my staying in this relationship, I think, is bothering someone else to prove a point, I'll stay in it. And while some of these people are acting in this prideful nature, other people are doing this work to heal and feel stable and grounded and let go of the past. And these people just keep staying in this negative energy. So there you go, Scorpio energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.